wrestling fans, and more importantly, Georgia wrestling fans. Joining me at this time on a special edition of Strong Style, he is the king of controversy. Welcome back to the show, Skrilla the Great. How are you,
I
Skrilla?
don't even I don't even know if it's even controversy at this point. I believe that's just what it is. It's the inevitable, and it is here. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you invited me on your show just to have a chit chat, and I'm ready to do some things. Let's make some damage happen, bro.
Absolutely. You have been quite visible and quite busy here recently. I'll get into a little bit of that, but it's been good to see your face back around these parts lately. And I mean, no sooner than I thought you made your. Some people say shocking, some people say surprising. I say triumphant return to Deep South Wrestling over the weekend.
Yep.
You found a way out onto the deck there at New Realm. So you definitely surprised Alex Kane, and I'll get into that quickly before we get into the real reason you're on the show. But first off, uh, how did it feel to be back in that Deep South ring? And then secondly, what about Alex Kane made him number one?
I mean, it felt like home, right? You know, Atlanta's always been what I call home, but this time when I came home, it just felt the atmosphere was a little different. Not so much that it was bad. Um, I also feel like Alex was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, kind of. I mean, because at the end of the day, if August was up, he would have got it. You know, I mean, it was just time to strike, and it was time to strike now. Um, no shade to August at all, but that was the man standing there at that time when I wanted to get my anger out, and that's what it is. But me and Alex history goes way back, and a lot of people don't know about that. But he knows why it happened to him. He was there. He was standing there. And everything happens for a reason, and the inevitable is here. So, you know, that's the next line of business. Let's get it. I'm not afraid of him at all. I know he's gonna suplex me to death, but he's never been in the ring with the king. So let's get it.
There you go. That is two givens there. He's never been in the ring with the king, and anybody who faces him will get suplexed quite a few times.
Absolutely. He's a suplex assassin for a reason. And I mean, he's done it all. He doesn't really have anything to prove. However, it's that thing that you kind of cut the line a lot, and now that you're at the place that I've helped build, now I'm going to show you that you've been in the way this whole time. You've been in the way, but he knows why, and we'll get deep down into that. We're not going to say everything right now. He knows why.
Without getting without getting too deep into it, you're almost Odysseus coming back from the Trojan War, and you come back to your castle, and everybody's tried to take everything, tried to claim your castle, tried to take your family, tried to say it's all theirs, and you're like, last time I checked, man, my name's on the mailbox. So some of you guys got to get out
I
of the way.
mean, it ain't even so much that I did them a favor. I did what they wanted. I did what they wanted. I've seen everybody rise. I've seen everybody, waltz through what they're doing, and I've seen people fall. And I mean, at the end of the day, I gave everybody their chance to do their thing, and it's not about taking spots. It's about getting what I was earned, and it's just what it is. I can't even put it in words. A lot of it is just gonna be action, and you're just gonna have to either gonna have to buckle up and ride with me, or you just get off. Just get off. Period. Right now.
Absolutely. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that Deep South Wrestling will be at Monday Night Garage this Sunday. Not going to
I
let the cat
may
out
or
of the
may
bag.
not. I may
I was
or
about
may
to say,
not pull up.
my guest does not confirm and nor has denied that he could be there. We didn't know he was going to be there Sunday. So you never know. Always keep your head on a swivel, right?
There you go. That's all I can say about that.
But of course, I have you on here today because you have really it's the third part of the trilogy where you and Drako Starks up at NAWA in Calhoun have wrestled twice before, and both
No,
times.
this is number two.
Oh, this is number two.
Yes,
Okay.
what happened was we went the time limit and they restarted the match. So in all
Oh,
actuality, you can say that this could be potentially a third match because they put us in another 5 minute time limit and we went the limit there. So you're right. You're not wrong. Two things can be true. Yeah, in a sense, it is the third match. And there's no time limit.
nope.
And it's really cool to me because this isn't my first rodeo. I mean, I don't have to play back my resume. I don't have to do the Becky Lynch, right? I can tell you how many times I could say Sports Illustrated has been a part of my life and such and such and such and such and such and such. But I haven't. This isn't my first rodeo. I've been in there with a guy that has been a guy that's from NXT or a former guy that's been in the business. I will say Draco. Excuse me. I was about to call him Darko. Draco. He said it. He hit the nail on the head when he said, "I've never been in the ring with somebody like him." Absolutely right. Nobody has really pushed me to the limits to that nature. It's completely different. I didn't know what to think of the guy. This guy just popped up out of nowhere, and he's just flaunting his stuff. But I mean, the kid can go. He definitely earned my respect. But just because you earned my respect doesn't mean I'm gonna just let you get there. You're wanting me to pass you the torch of being one of the best in Georgia, and you're gonna have to earn it. I earned mine. You're gonna have to earn yours too. You're not gonna get it just because you were in NXT. You're not gonna get it just because everybody knows your name and you go to one fall and train and all that. No, you're going to have to work for it. Shout out to QT Marshall. I love what he's doing with those guys, but even if QT Marshall came, he would have to earn it too. I don't care who it is. As Lexus King, what happened? How much it changed him and showed him he had to really dig down deep and do something what people call dirty. I just feel like he won by any means necessary, but he had to take a shortcut to beat me at my home because he already knew what it was. And everybody pushed me to go back and get that rematch. And I sat back and realized that it just wasn't time for all that. I learned a lot. Not pulling the trigger on certain things. This is also a lesson to me to like trust my gut this time around. I got villainized for all the things that I did in the past, but I did it for a lot of people, and a lot of those people stabbed me in my back. But I also gave them the target to stab me in the back. I had the most prestigious prize in so many places at one time. Of course, I was giving them my back. So I'm not going to cry and act like a victim. However, this time around is going to be completely different. If you thought I was a villain, then you're really going to hate me.
Definitely so. And of course, people who don't know, that event might be sold out now, but NAWA Champions is in Calhoun, Georgia, on the 13th of this month. That is next Saturday, folks, at the Spot 365. I have seen another show there last summer, so I know what kind of venue that is. That place is going to be popping. That is a nice intimate venue.
Man,
If you get a chance to be there, man, that place you can really blow the roof off that place.
man, those people were rocking. And I know a lot of people have their opinions about me, and there's a lot of people that know the facts about me. So I didn't know whether it was going to be cheers, booze, or a mixture. But to feel that ovation, just like that ovation I felt at Deep South the other night, I wasn't in there for the cheers or the booze. It was just in there for me, the purpose that I'm trying to fulfill. But you can't ignore the people that matter. So to feel that, whether it was real or whether it was fake, I enjoyed every moment of it.
I think it's good that even though you were in there for your own intentions and you weren't worried about the outside stuff for probably the first time in a long time, it was still nice that you could hear, you could feel, you could see around you that they didn't forget. they know exactly who came back, and they
Well,
want to be there to find out why.
well, even though it's like it's like the father that leaves the home, you know what I'm saying? Not that I'm trying to son anybody, it's just a metaphor. But I was that father that left home to do other duties, so it felt like to come back home, it was like everybody was looking at me crazy. So I didn't know if the locker room was going to come out on me, and because to them it ain't my home no more. So now I have to, fighting the uphill battle now, feeling like the underdog all over again is very humbling, but it's very it's very savage too. So I'm just appreciating what's about to happen. A lot of people are going to take it however they're going to want to, but we're gonna buckle up real hard. We're gonna buckle up real hard and really just soak it all in because it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Absolutely. And I want to get back to Draco for a second. What is it
So,
about Drako Starx that's different from other people? Like you said, that he says you've never been in the ring with somebody like him, and you just echoed it and said, yeah, you agree you haven't. What makes Draco different from other people?
it's not very common that the mirror is pointed at me. That's what it felt like. And it comes in all shapes and sizes, and people just think it's supposed to look like them, but sometimes it comes in a completely different structure, and I think that's what happened. Not that I underestimated the guy, but he has what it takes, and he's a young, hungry star. And I remember being that young, hungry star. He just kind of got more of a push, if you will, and he has what it takes to be one of the best in Georgia wrestling. Um, so yeah, it was the fact that when I looked up, I kind of had a glimpse of myself, and I don't get that often. I get a lot of people that don't want to be anything like me. So it was just a different scene, man. It gave me that feel of Undertaker when it was like that's got to be Kane. Like it just gave me that look like holy, okay, okay. Now I really gotta dig deep, bro. This isn't a game. This is serious. This is very competitive. This is the stakes for Georgia wrestling all over again. And it's been really, really quiet. I haven't really said much about that, but it's been really, really quiet, and everybody's just been kind of stagnant since I've been gone. And everybody's just been breezing by. I'm not shading on nobody's stories or none of that, but it just been really, really quiet. And I like to stir things up. So yeah, we're back. Buckle up.
Absolutely. And of course, we're finishing up with Skrilla the Great here, talking about not only his return at 12 gauge, but his big match with Drako Starx at NAWA Ring Champions coming up next weekend. Um, without giving away strategy, because I know for one, you're not going to give away strategy anyway. What what does let's see, what is Draco going to have to do to try to get the best of the King of Controversy?
The best thing for him to do is not try to play the mental game with me. And because I heard that on his promo, it's like he's asking me, can I mentally do this? And I've showed 1,000 times, and I'm going to show it even 1,000 more times, however many times that I have to show it, because I love when I have the underdog presence or when somebody underestimates me, because I feel like he has that arrogance that I had at the young 25 to 30-year-old age of just thinking that I'm the young, strong guy that can just run through everybody. But I'll be that guy to trip you down and make you fight for it. And so I'll get it by any means necessary. And that's what he needs to learn um, just coming into Georgia wrestling, because that's what everybody else is doing around here too. So he's got to learn that this isn't NXT. I'm not going to hold your hand. You're going to have to earn it. And I think that's the best thing for him to do if that's what he's trying to do, be the best in Georgia wrestling. Well, you're going to have to learn it all the way around, buddy. So just because I'm looking at the mirror and I see a younger me, I'm way more wiser and smarter than I was at that age. I'd beat me up. I'd beat 25-year-old me up any day of the week, twice on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So not to shade him, but I mean, there's no time limit now. There is no stopping me from how long I beat you up. There's no time limit on how many times I might feel like taking a shortcut. It doesn't matter. There's no time limit. So I mean, he's gonna have to learn. He wants to learn this way. We're gonna teach him this way. So it's gonna be fun. But I just want him to know that playing the mind games is the wrong answer. If he wants to be any remotely close to beating me, he is going to really have to build his cardio up because I'm going to ground pound like crazy. I'm going to ground pound him. I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to want him to quit. He's going to want to quit. I mean, it's insane, bro. I don't want to give away everything, but I'm just so excited to show everybody that everyone thinks that a 39-year-old man still doesn't have it. He's unk now. Everybody wants to put the unk status on me. I'll take it. Guess what? You ain't touching the barbecue grill until I'm done cooking, bro. So you can call me all day. You call me unk all you want to. we gonna let unk cook then if that's the case.
Absolutely. And just a couple more for you, Skrilla, because I know I want to respect your time so you can get back to your training and everything.
Yes, sir.
There's another match on that card that I want to get your overall take on. And of course, that is Alexander Lev is welcoming somebody into to his yard as well, and that guy's name is Nick Nemeth. For people who don't know, that is former Dolph Ziggler, and that is for the title, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But just what's your overall thoughts on that particular match?
I'm not gonna be honest. That is intense, but I'm going to be honest and say I haven't had time to even digest that because of, the strategy that I do have to bring to the table for Draco. Draco has really caught my attention and, I had to just kind of dig down in the playbook. But man, that's really big for Alexander Lev to really showcase what he has because we all know Nick. We know that he is built off perfection. So, Um, Alexander Lev is really going to have to dig deep. I know he's one of those guys that have built their name and has really been taking it by storm in Georgia wrestling. Hell, I felt like he was close to winning Wrestler of the Year last year. Um, so, it's going to be one hell of a show. I'm going to be peeking to see what's going on with that. And I mean, I have to kind of give it a look because what if Nick wins the title? Now Nick is surveying over NAWA, so it's a lot to think about, but I don't like that's kind of like sports. Like just because I'm headed to the playoffs doesn't mean that I'm already looking at who's in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm still continuing to play the games that I have to play first. And I think that's respectful to Draco. I think that's respectful to myself and the business. So we're gonna get that dig down deep, and the winner is the number one contender. So um, obviously, I got to look at what's going on with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to everything that's happening there. There's a big horizon that's about to head to Georgia wrestling, and I mean, it's happening right now. Who would have thought you see Nick Namath versus Alexander Lev in Georgia? That's a TNA or NWA match, so
Yeah,
it's a different time in Georgia wrestling, and I think everybody has to take heed and see what's going on for real this time around.
absolutely. And I will give you the floor for your last parting words or your last message to either Draco or the fans or to whatever you want to say right now. Last words on the show.
The last words are the best words um, because these are test words to get over to everyone else. And I just want everyone else to know that I am going to be one evil son of a bitch this time around. I love y'all, but buckle up.
Absolutely strong words from an even stronger superstar. He is Skrilla the Great. This has been a special edition of Strong Style. Remember, NAWA Ring Champions is June the 13th up in Calhoun at the Spot 365. It'll be Drako Starx versus that man over there, Skrilla the Great, plus Nick Nemeth versus Alexander Lev. Don't miss it. And until next time, deuces, gooses, go watch wrestling.